So our website has some things on it already. It's got our name up in the tab, it's got a title, but everything's just sort of generic and plain. We have a white background with black words on it over in the left corner. So we're going to start to add some style to kind of control how we want it to look. We're going to put our style in a separate file this time, and it happens to be this file we've already created in Atom called main.css. If we open that up, it's just a blank file at the moment, but when we put things in there, we can have it start to affect the things in our HTML code. In order to do that, we need to connect the two files together. So up here in the header, right after I've got the title, I'm going to add a new tag, and it's just a regular link tag. So we'll write link, and we need two attributes inside of the link. One of them is the href, the reference, that tells our web page where to look for the CSS file. So if we look over on the side, in our folder structure here, we can see that our index.html and main.css are just right next to each other. They're not in any other folder separate from each other. So we don't have to type anything other than just look next to yourself for main.css. And this should link them together. We need one more attribute up in here to help the browser interpret this correctly. We're going to add the rel attribute. Rel explains the relationship of these two files. So it's just saying, hey, HTML file, your relationship to this new file is that it is your style sheet. And then we close up our link. Links do not need a closing tag, so we never have to write like bracket close link kind of a tag. That's unnecessary. Instead, we can just put an ending / here, and this will link the two files together. Now, in our HTML, the very common elements like the head, body, the header tags, these are automatically included when we start to write our CSS. So all we have to do is just write, for example, body. And then we're going to put two squiggly braces. And everything we put between those two squiggly braces is going to be the style for the body. So if, for example, I wanted to change the background color of the body, I would choose the name of an attribute that I want to change, like its background color. And you'll notice it has to be one word connected together. So a background color and a colon, and then I will choose the value of the background color. So we can put in just like blue for now, and you end your line with a semicolon. So if I save that and I go over here and refresh in the browser, my background is blue. Easy peasy, right? Let's stop for a second to talk about a couple of ways you can do color, because there are some built-in colors like blue, red, green, gold, etc. But you can also use, for example, RGB, which stands for red, green, blue, and you can put in individual values for how you want those to mix. So each of those, red, green, and blue, can have a value from 0 to 255. So if I want to put in a color that's green, like a grayed down green color, maybe I'll put like 150, a middle range for red, a higher range for the green, and an equal range for the blue, because I want equal levels of red and blue to balance out, make it grayish, and have a green that's a bit more intense. So pop, there you go. It becomes a grayish green. So you can play with those numbers in there all you want and find some interesting colors. The third way you can put a color in is using hexadecimal code. So I'm just going to go online and search for a color picker. And this color picker pops right up, and you can choose any color you like by dragging it around. It automatically sets the values, like here's the RGB down here, and some other options. What we're going for is this hexadecimal code here. So we're just going to copy that. You can highlight it, or you can just click this little copy button right here to copy it. And then we go back into our code, and I'm just going to paste it right there. Control V to paste. I save, I go back to my web page, and there it is, that exact color that I chose. Nice. So 3 ways to choose colors. We're making portfolios though, so I don't want a background color that's going to be really gaudy in your face. I want something more muted and dark to highlight my art pieces. So maybe I'll choose that. Copy that code, go back in here, replace it, hit save, and I go back into my browser, and that background color will work. Now, my words are the wrong color. So we get to go in and change those. You'll remember that this one was H1 header, and this one was H2 header. And those are built-in elements already. So if I go in here to my main.css, I can say all the H1 on the page. I would like the color of the H1. It's different from background color. It's just the color of the words. And I'm going to say maybe make this be white. Just like that. So we're adding a color to the words now. And for my H2 that I did, so H2, the squiggly braces, in between squiggly braces, we'll just make the color be maybe gold, end it with a semicolon, hit save, and go back here. Look at that. Much more readable. So you can play with the color of your background and your text as much as you want to get it to be something great. Next thing, I don't want all my stuff floating on the left side of the page. I want it to be centered. So there's another style we can change for body. We can say text align, center. So text align was at the beginning of the internet just mostly for text, but it works for everything. So if I say text align, center, semicolon, save, refresh, everything's down the middle just like that. Perfect. So play around with it. Find something that works really well, and we'll get more into detail into the next video.